First of all, I guess I can start talking about the movie we just saw. I thought Ollivander was in Fantastic Beasts. Turns out it wasn't. They name dropped Nicholas Flamel, which I was not expecting, by the way.
I was excited for that.
I should probably intro this. We're not going to spoil Fantastic Beasts. It doesn't matter anyway. You don't want to see it anyway.
Yes, you do. No, it was a good movie.
I'm not going to spoil Fantastic Beasts. We're just going to talk about like major plot points. There's some things that they obviously talked about the movie before they even announced it. I wouldn't be too worried about it. We're not going to say the ending. And I'll be honest, the ending's not that good anyway, so it doesn't matter. So if you can't tell already, I didn't have very strong feelings for this movie. We are fresh out of seeing it. I mean, like 20 minutes ago, we saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're dragging Harry Potter through the mud and beating it with a stick and shooting it and stabbing it like Jesus Christ on the cross.
Wow, that's not blasphemous.
Why? This was supposed to be Jesus's tears.
Yeah, I'm looking for lightning to strike you down.
And let's be honest. Why are they bringing on, like, don't get me wrong, I love the Wizarding World. When the opening scene of this movie is actually fantastic, like, I was like, oh my God, this might actually be a good movie, because it's almost like, in my notes, I wrote, it's like, so they're on this like carriage and the prisoner's being transported, Grindelwald, which Johnny Depp is fantastic in this movie, by the way. Yes, Johnny Depp may be a horrible person in real life, but you can't get over the fact how good he is in movies.
Did you hear how he got the role for this?
No. Did they watch Pirates of the Caribbean and say, that's who we want?
No. So, spoiler.
Okay, spoiler.
Johnny Depp wanted to be in this movie. So what he did was he came up with a character he wanted to be for Grindelwald. So he made his makeup artist completely make him up in this character. And then he sent that over to the director, and the producers is like, put me in this movie. I want to be in this movie.
And I feel like if Johnny Depp says, hey, by the way, I want to be on a movie, he gets in the movie.
I agree. So that's what happened there. And then apparently it was a little bit more darker than they were looking, his original concept of it. So they kind of tweaked it to make it to what it is now.
Yeah, he is a bit of a pasty white fellow in this movie, I'll be honest.
I don't mean darker and like it was.
Oh, I thought he looked like Edward Scissorhands is what you were going for.
Well, I think maybe it could have been a little.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they made him a little bit scarier. And so they made him, I mean, he's very intimidating and as Grindelwald, but he's not like, you look like you do kind of want to believe him because he has that power to make you kind of want to.
In all honesty, I like Grindelwald so much more than I like a majority of the characters in this movie anyway. I was so on board. I'm like, oh, I like this guy. Okay, let's totally follow him.
Is this camera going to get me rolling my eyes at you? Because this is what's going to happen the entire time.
For
those of you at home listening and not watching, I've rolled my eyes about 400 times already.
Entertainment on YouTube. You should definitely go watch.
This is ridiculous.
Shameless plug.
You couldn't be any more wrong.
No, I couldn't, because here's the thing.
Oh, you couldn't. You just admitted it.
Here's my issue.
Let me get out my bucket of soda.
With the Fantastic Beasts franchise. And I guess the first quarry, is that a word? Probably. I guess my first issue with this movie is it's not Harry Potter, okay?
Right.
This is not a Harry Potter story. This is about some character that we really do not care that much about in the Wizarding world that was meant to go.
About Newt Scamander?
Yeah. First of all, Newt Scamander.
Who doesn't not care about Newt?
He is the most unlikable character I have ever seen in a movie. Have you been drinking today? No, I have not.
Just checking.
I kind of wish I was after that movie. That's the thing. Lord. I should have went into that movie so blasted so I could at least appreciate the plot that was not there in that entire movie.
Let's rewind. Pause.
Let's rewind. Pause. By the way, that intro scene is one of the best scenes. I forgot to talk about that, but yeah, it's really
it was amazing. It was a great scene, but let's rewind. So the whole point of Harry Potter, which if you don't remember when you were little and you read all those books, and
I did read all those books.
Please read the Harry Potter books. I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it when I get to it.
All right.
And so I finally, after reading the Twilights for the probably third time.
Okay. Wow.
I said
Twilight's great movies.
Whatever. I said, I'll read the Harry Potter books. God, Parker, fine. I'll read the Harry Potter books.
Yep.
So I did. And of course you were right. And I know I was right.
I was right.
And then we had people just walk by my office. I was confused. Oh, by the way, we're in my office.
Yeah, we are in my mom's office. Yeah, it's pretty because this is coming out so late. I really don't want to edit this video. So.
Oh, all right.
This is me being lazy.
So it's my office. So by the way, it's where I am every day. So with Harry Potter, and you were right. So I read all the books. And we went and I watched all the movies. And so I was late to the Harry Potter world. Okay.
Yes.
So
that's correct.
I think that you're forgetting with the Fantastic Beasts movies that the Harry Potter books were 8. There was 8 movies, 7 books.
Yes.
Correct.
No, I did not forget that. Continue.
Okay. I'm very surprised that you looked over at me at the end of this movie today.
Yes.
And were surprised that we weren't getting more answers at the end of it you understand they're going to keep drawing this out as long as they're getting money and they're raking the cash
Well,
in.
great. That's not an excuse, though. Like, every single Avengers movie is at least a story that stands on its own. Yes, I'm going to call in the...
Really?
Swear to God. Maybe Infinity War is the only one that doesn't count. But each of those are condensed stories that serve a bigger plot. This is a 3-movie plot. Or this is one plot in 3 movies. That's my issue. Or 4 movies or 50 movies or how many fucking...
It is completely not one plot. And here's what the thing is. You could put some money in there.
That's $2.
So where's this money going towards, by the way?
It's production budget. So one of these days I might make this show actually look and sound good. And I'm hoping that's where my fucking swear jar money goes.
Oh my Lord. So I think you're just forgetting. They're going to make these as drawn out as they possibly can because they're making a ton of money on them. And there are fans who really enjoy them.
Correct.
I cannot believe you don't enjoy them. I mean, in this movie alone, we got to learn the backstory of some really cool people.
Yes, I agree.
Hello, Jude Law makes the coolest Albus Dumbledore.
I'll tell you what.
Dumbledore.
I leaned over to you and I go, there's only one person who could play a young Dumbledore, and that's Jude Law. And Jude Law is fantastic in everything he does. Well, but he was just a little... I don't know. I haven't seen him in anything else other than Sherlock Holmes. I can
think of a couple things he has not done. Okay.
I've only seen him in Sherlock Holmes, therefore he's amazing.
What was that movie with everybody else who's my age will know this? There's a movie with Jude Law in it, and it was like some vacation movie where this lady takes a vacation and goes to England.
If it's not an Avengers movie, I haven't seen it.
And I think it has Cameron Diaz in it. Am I crazy? So type this in into the messages.
Name in a long time.
I know.
I have not heard her name in a long time.
And then somebody else, I'm going to say Kate Winslet. Am I crazy?
I also have not heard her name in a long time.
To England, and then somebody else went to America, and they switched places, and then she met Jude Law, and apparently she didn't want to leave England, which, hello. Okay, who would want to leave England if they met Jude Law?
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway.
Believe it or not, the people who live in England don't like it that much.
It's a rom-com.
That's a true story.
It's a rom-com.
USA.
So, I mean, now that I'm thinking about that, it really wasn't a bad movie. I'll have to think about it. I do think, but no, Jude Law made a great Albus Dumbledore.
Where is my notes on that? I think I said Jude Law is the only actor on the planet that could play a young Dumbledore. So yeah, that's exactly what I told you.
He was wonderful. So it's kind of cool, I think, to see. And then we got to see, you mentioned Nicholas Flamel. We got to see that.
Nicholas Flamel was a crazy name drop. Yeah. And when he shows the Sorcerer's Stone, which is how he's surviving all that time, I was like, okay, that's really cool.
I mean, there were some very cool parts to this movie, which I think you're expecting way too much. I think you expected it to be wrapped up. I'm expecting a
full storyline. How about that?
There was a complete full storyline.
No, there was not. There was no storyline in this entire movie. This movie was, let's chase Grindelwald. Let's get to Grindelwald at the end. And that's it.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, let's go to the next movie.
Right. Well, you knew that it was going to be more than this movie, though.
Again, so I need at least a full story.
Shocker. Now, no spoiler there. Grindelwald obviously escapes.
Yes, because there's going to be 50,000 movies.
Right. And I don't think there's going to be 50,000. But
you're right, 60,000. My bad.
Okay. So Grindelwald escapes. And then you're left on this caper of trying to find him. Mm-hmm. And they need Newt and his fabulous beasts.
Which, by the way, I'll be honest, the beasts give a new breath of air to this movie that none of the horrible characters in this entire movie could possibly do.
I will say there's one main character who I really liked in the first one.
The Fat Joe guy? I don't know his real name.
Jacob.
I called him Fat
all
Joe.
Your best friends are named Jacob. How do you forget that his name is Jacob?
I wrote his name down. Okay, so there's a scene in the movie where the one girl is enchanting the one fat guy.
Lita?
Natalie Portman 2.0 is what I named her because she looks a little bit better than Natalie Portman, but she looks just like Natalie Portman.
Lita Lestrange?
Yes. No. The one that's getting married to what's his name? Jacob. Fat Joe. Fat
Queenie?
Jacob. Huh?
Queenie
looks like Natalie Portman 2.0 because she looks just a little bit better than Natalie Portman, but she still looks like Natalie Portman.
Okay.
So there's a scene, right, where Fat Jacob is enchanted by Natalie Portman 2.0.
I'm going to put on my Harry Potter glasses.
Haha. Anyway, Fat Joe is enchanted by Natalie Portman 2.0. And I was seeing this, I was like, if this was the other way around, there would absolutely be outrage about this scene.
About a guy
enchanting a girl to marry them. Tell me there wouldn't be outrage if that was the other way around.
There would be outrage.
There would absolutely be outrage.
But he is upset with her and he explains that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they kind of
I'm just saying I would be really upset even if Natalie Portman 2.0 enchanted me and I woke up with like 6 kids later. Because that's what they said.
They did say.
They said, what, are you going to wake me up when I have 6 kids or something like that? Which I was like, not a good line. Really not a good line.
I mean, he's right.
Really shouldn't do that.
You're right. I don't think
shouldn't take shortcuts.
I would like to say this though. It is a movie.
It is in fact a movie.
There's some pretend things that happen.
That is in fact true. I don't
think Natalie Portman 2.0 is going to come find you and enchant you.
Wouldn't be upset.
Oh my gosh. I liked her hair. I liked her hair in this.
I loved her, by the way.
I was thinking in the movie, I'm like, I wonder if I should cut my hair like that.
I didn't notice her hair. I was like, wow, she definitely is a little crazy.
It's really
That's
cute.
what I kept saying.
But then even if I cut it like that, Allison, don't cut my hair like that. That I wouldn't know how to curl it, as everybody knows, because I don't know how to curl my hair. So, because it was beautiful. But
to tell you how forgettable this movie is, I completely forgot what they all look like.
Okay. So what I was saying is there are characters from the first one that you really like and you root for.
Right.
And in this one,
like all the beasts, and that was it.
No. And in this one, you don't really care about them. You're like, that's all right.
So Fat Jacob is one.
Fat Jacob.
I don't remember the first movie even one bit.
I feel like they really took his character and made him not very likable.
Wasn't he funny in the first movie?
He was funny in the first one.
And he was not funny in this one. I can confirm.
He was just okay.
He was not funny.
He was milquetoast.
He was, in fact, not funny.
He was milquetoast.
Sure.
Which means something bland.
He was very bland. He was not at all interesting.
Yeah, he was milquetoast.
He was pretty bad, actually. I don't even know why he was in this movie at all, because he didn't serve a single purpose. Like many of the other characters.
Right. I think you're right.
Why is Newt suddenly this guy who can do everything? He can just completely like stop Grindelwald. Why is Newt in there in the first place?
Because his beasts apparently were really needed.
That's it?
Yeah.
Why doesn't Dumbledore just come and kick his ass and we all walk home happy? And that's only one movie. That would have at least been one story too.
You know why Dumbledore can't?
Yes. But
you can't spoil that for everyone listening.
I thought that was already confirmed by J.K. Rowling. There's like huge outrage about this.
Okay. So no, that's not why. I mean, they have if I say something, it's going to ruin the movie.
Okay. Don't say that then.
So
it's a weird Harry Potter thing that doesn't make sense.
That Dumbledore cannot. So I'll leave that up to you to find out when you watch the movie.
We can confirm Dumbledore would wipe the floor with this guy.
I believe he would have.
Absolutely.
Well, of course he's going to, because he does it I wrote down in my notes, Dumbledore does officially wipe the floor with him in 1945. And the problem is when he gets the other one, these movies are taking place in 1927.
Correct.
So you have quite a few many years there.
Oh my God. Are they going to make me sit through 20 years of movies?
That's what I'm telling you.
This is bullshit.
So I understand your upsetness here.
Fuck, I swear.
Do the math. It's going to be a bit before you get there. So they've got those years.
Didn't even like the first movie.
I know.
I like the second movie more than I didn't like the first movie.
Yeah.
Just because of Jude Law and Johnny Depp. That being said, I would love a Jude Law and Johnny Depp movie. Let's get rid of all the other characters. Let's get rid of all the other characters.
It will be when they get together in number 3, but they have to lay this groundwork for you so you can get there.
Yeah, it's groundwork that sucks.
Start drywalling a house. You've got to build the framework first.
Well, at least the house would look good. That's the other thing.
Oh, this will look good.
I don't think it will.
I think you'll enjoy it.
I think Avengers Infinity War is a better movie because it takes everything that's built up to it, which yes, there is a huge critique that it's not a movie that stands on its own. I would disagree because I think the story that it tells within itself takes characters that have been previously developed. I don't think it's the storylines that are being previously developed, which is my issue with Fantastic Beasts, is because the storyline is stretched out over so many movies.
Right.
This is a central story using characters that we've grown attached with over a lot of different movies. That's my argument for Infinity War, and it uses that to its advantage. You don't see that's the
exact same thing that's going on in Fantastic Beasts?
No, it's absolutely not, because at least the Avengers do it. Well, MCU does it the right way.
Oh, so you just don't appreciate the way they did it. It's still doing the exact same thing.
No, it's not, because I didn't know what was going to happen at the very end of Avengers Infinity War when I saw Iron Man 2.
You didn't know exactly what was going to happen on the Fantastic
I absolutely could have told you what happened at the end of this movie.
How?
With Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah.
I go, wait, there's 12 more of these Fantastic Beasts movies coming out? I wonder what's going to happen with Grindelwald at the end. I wonder where he's going to go.
You don't know.
I absolutely could have told you. I'm like, well, there's going to be, and they keep, first of all, they keep talking about that. We're back on Fantastic Beasts. They keep talking about this freaking war that's coming. There's a war that's coming. And the second they said that, I go, wow, we're not going to get any end to this movie because it's just going to lead into the war that's coming. You got to pick sides. Harry Potter was so good with this war that they did against Harry Potter.
Harry Potter fan as you pretend to be.
Huge Harry Potter fan.
You can't
I love Harry Potter.
Oh,
I don't like. I've never been a Hermione fan. Never been a Ron fan.
Oh my.
Swear to God. I was a huge Harry Potter fan. I thought Harry Potter was surrounded by a ton of idiots, and Harry Potter did not get the respect he deserved in those movies.
Harry Potter couldn't have done half the stuff he did without Hermione and without Ron.
Funny story, in Deathly Hallows, when he goes off on his own, I go, I might finally get the Harry Potter story I wanted. But no, they follow him. I was a little pissed off about it.
Yeah.
I like Harry. I like Sirius. I like Lupin. I really hate. Thanks for that. I really hated his dad.
You hated James Potter?
Oh yeah, he's a huge douchebag to Snape.
He was not very nice to Snape. How can you hate James Potter though? I mean, he's part of the. He's
not my fault. He was a huge douchebag.
Okay, are you telling me that you've never been rude to anybody in your life?
I've been rude to a million people.
People start rude again.
People start sending messages like, Parker's been a dick to me. Okay? Parker's been
not really a swear.
Yeah, Dick's a swear.
I'll allow
Dick's a swear.
Dick. Okay.
That's gonna sound great. Anyway,
I just see my cup is Harry Potter. I'm going to keep pointing out all my Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah, you did set all of this up beforehand. I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. I completely forgot where I was going, but yeah, this war that they're building up,
which I think
whatever.
You understand that from reading the books. They're just giving you the history that people are wanting in these movies.
I completely. And you realize I sat through 3 terrible Star Wars prequels, right? I know exactly what bad prequels look like.
You understand that I had to go out and buy you and look for you for Christmas Newt Scamander's book way back when.
That's 100% true.
You were the Tales of Beelzebub the Bard.
Completely
all these things.
Satisfied with the book when I read it. I didn't need it to be turned into 12 movies.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Because
I read that book and I was like, wow, this is really cool. It's just a little bit of backstory. That's all I needed.
Could not be more charming.
Newt Scamander?
Yes.
No, he wasn't.
Could not be more charming.
What the hell is up with the guy that plays Flash? I get they finally started to give him a character, but like I literally hated his character in the first. No. Like I was like, wow, this guy's getting the crap kicked out of him. I legitimately feel bad for this guy.
Are you talking about Credence?
Credence, yes. Yeah, okay. I was like, I really feel bad for this guy.
Why am I the one that knows names today?
Whatever. I don't pay attention to names.
Flash.
So the Flash.
Yeah.
Like, first of all, I went into Justice League a little jaded because of how much I hated him in Fantastic Beasts. And then he ended up being fine in Justice League. Anyway, they finally started to give him
really great in Justice League.
But like, he was just a punching bag in the first movie. Like, they didn't give him any like retaining values.
Are you joking? I mean, he was being completely abused by his mother.
I know. I hated that. And I was like, you at least give this guy a bit of a redeeming moment to where he can actually feel like all of this meant something? But no,
he was just feel bad for him at all?
I felt horrible for him.
That's what you're supposed to do. And they did. The movie succeeded.
Miserable watching him get punched for 2.5 hours, and he had no redeeming moment that entire movie. So now I see him in this new movie, and he's still getting the crap kicked out of him all the time by everybody.
You know what?
Still,
he completely. You missed some of the best clues.
Oh yeah, at the very end, somehow he's this like bad A looking bad A. See, I can't say ASS because I got my fucking swear jar here.
Gosh,
is that what it says? My fucking my fucking swear jar.
Here's the thing, you missed.
I just really wish they would have just killed him or something.
He had a lot of really great redeeming qualities because he looked out for his little sister.
Good for him.
I mean. He is the sweetest kid.
He is a sweet kid, and I feel miserable for him. Can we give him a redeeming moment? That's all I want.
Do you not understand? Redeeming moment. They're trying to show you that the amount of abuse that he sustained in his life is causing him to want to join with Grindelwald because he thinks it's going to be a light
so maybe in the 6th movie, I'll finally get my redeeming moment.
Oh my gosh, I think you're going to get it in the next movie. And this movie too. You see that he was able to form a relationship with somebody, which is a pretty amazing thing.
That's cool, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a really cool name drop.
That was there's a lot of really cool things about this.
I'm not going to look past that. There are a ton of really cool little things they add in this. Like the Sorcerer's Stone is awesome.
Yes.
The Elder Wand. Did you ever notice that?
I did.
He has the Elder Wand.
Yes, I did.
That was awesome. Nicholas Flamel is obviously crazy. What's Dratini? Not Dratini. That's the name of a Pokemon.
Nagini.
Nagini the snake is awesome.
You're not supposed to tell. That was a spoiler.
No, it's not. It's not a spoiler. Okay. all Harry Potter stuff is on the board here because it's just like the Star Wars prequels. Apparently, this is such a small universe that everything touches hands at some point. Okay?
It does.
That's where we're at in these movies.
I mean, hello, people are related. You've got to kind of figure out where they all fall.
This is like a battle of families, by the way.
Yes.
Really cool. I thought that was interesting.
So you keep saying some really cool things about it, but you really are pissing all over it. You are pissing all over this movie.
I will piss over this movie. I'll piss all over this movie. Okay, because I sat there 2.5 hours of, okay, that's cool. And that's it.
There was a lot of, that's cool moments. And you did get a lot of moments where you heard names that you're like, oh gosh, that's pretty sweet that you finally feel some backstory.
I was like, that's really cool.
It's an onion. It is an onion. You have to peel apart the layers.
You have to peel apart the ogres have layers. Oh, onions have layers.
Fantastic.
Harry Potter movies do not have that many layers because I have like one layer that I like.
Joanna.
Okay.
Could have.
Here's the other. I'm sorry. Continue.
Go ahead.
Say what you want to say.
You know, she's a wonderful writer. She's very verbose writer. Okay.
J.K. Rowling?
Yes.
If she wrote this movie, I immediately, I'm starting to question if she wrote the Harry Potter movies because these are two completely different, stories.
No. So here's what. She has say in what's going on in these movies.
God, I hope so.
Yeah. So she's very verbose. She likes to really...
She's running low on money. She needs more so she can pay for her multi-trillion-dollar house.
I think she's doing
She needs help.
I mean, everybody has bills, Parker. People have bills.
She's got bills, so she just needs to make another Harry Potter movie and make me go see it.
Exactly. So, no, the fact that these are going to be long and drawn out has everything to do with, okay, whatever. She likes to tell a story, and she's great. I mean, her stories are layered.
She loves to tell a story, but when it comes to telling a story throughout one movie, she just can't do it. It needs to be a 15 movie story, like one story. This isn't like 6 or 7 stories that evolves into one grand plot.
Hello, Harry Potter is a boy who wants to be a wizard.
Yes.
Right?
And he's going to
eventually kill Voldemort.
Every single book has one individual story. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone shows Harry Potter who's abused and Harry Potter who has a terrible, miserable lifestyle, but then he gets to go find what he's meant to do at Hogwarts. He's got a whole world out here that he's discovering, and he finds the Sorcerer's Stone and he stops. Was it Voldemort? I can't remember. It wasn't Voldemort at the time. It was like that Defense Against the Dark Arts guy. But he gets the Sorcerer's Stone. That's a small contained story. We go to Chamber of Secrets.
Who was the guy, the Defense Against the Dark Arts guy, working for?
Voldemort.
Okay.
But that serves the overall story.
Basically, it's Harry
Potter.
But
that's a small contained story. So that's one movie within a grand master plot. That's what I'm trying to get at here. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. Small. Okay.
No,
Harry Potter, Chamber of Secrets.
You're wrong.
Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets is a small, contained story. It has a beginning, it has a middle, it has an end. And that serves a grand plot, okay?
So did this movie.
No, it did not. It had no beginning, middle, or end.
Yes, it did.
It just continued on from the first movie.
I think you're still salty about the dogs last night. Like, I think you're taking other things, about the dogs, how we had them at the dog daycare, and then
that's
we were dealing with that one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So here's the thing. I think you're bringing other issues with you to the movie because you went in with a bad attitude, knowing you weren't going to like it because you didn't like the first one, and you're like, how can I come out of this movie and say I hated it?
Now here's where I disagree with you. What do you know? The number one movie that I went in and I wanted to hate and I really wish I would have hated. Do you know what that? And I absolutely love it to this day. Do you know what that movie was?
No, I do not.
Guardians of the Galaxy.